We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you breaking news from the World Parkinson Congress in Portland, Oregon. Investigators have concluded that the world's first person with Parkinson's disease was none other than King David of Goliath fame. Equally remarkable, King David is taking questions now.
I am King David. 3,000 years ago, I left you many clues about my illness, but it took a surgeon among you to make my diagnosis. Blasted trimmer. I have Parkinson's disease. I'm happy to take your questions.
Where did you report your typical symptoms?
My specific symptoms were best described in a letter to my son.
Solomon, remember your Creator before your legs start to tremble, before your shoulders stoop, before you become fearful of falling, before you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper.
Dr. Parkinson agrees that you describe precise symptoms, but asked, where did you record late-stage disease?
In later life, both hypothermia and autonomic dysfunction of Parkinson's are reported in the Book of Kings.
King David was now very old, and no matter how many blankets covered him, he could not keep warm. Hypothermia. So his advisors told him, "Let us find a young virgin to stand before thee and cherish thee. Let her lie in thy bosom, that the king may get heat." So they found a beautiful girl, and she cherished the king, but the king knew her not. No intimacy. Autonomic dysfunction.
Muhammad Ali, another Parkinson warrior, might ask you about your last battle.
You tell the champ that I also was once a warrior who could float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, but then I became weak and exhausted with even the simplest task. I tried to hide it. My men saw everything. I feared that my mighty warrior days would soon end.
Once again, the Philistines were at war with Israel. David was in the thick of battle with his men. He became very weak and exhausted. Ishi-benob, a descendant of the giants, was about to kill David, but his men came to his rescue. David's men declared to the king, "You're not going out to battle with us again."
Michael J. Fox wrote about unplanned retirement. How did you respond?
How did I respond? Like many here, my first response was denial, despair, and depression.
My God, why have you forsaken me? How long will you forget me? Forever? How long will I store up anxious concerns within me, agony in my mind every day? I wither away like grass.
Despair made everything worse, but God fortunately heard my prayers, and my despair soon turned to hope. Listen, my motor disorder improved.
In my distress I cried out to the Lord. Your word is a lamp unto my feet. You delivered my feet from stumbling. You make my feet like the feet of a deer. You widen a place beneath me for my steps, and my ankles do not give way. Your word is my comfort in my affliction.
Well done, my king. God used your disease to help others. Any closing comments? Most importantly, a positive attitude and a strong faith actually improve brain function in Parkinson's. Everyone here has untapped hidden potential. Find it, exploit it. I was inspired by God to write. In coping with Parkinson's, I knew the Lord is my shepherd. He restores my Parkinson's soul.